What's going to be with the hostage situation? Many people are asking this question because the other day, when there were three hostages that were released, the hostages came out in emaciated condition. They looked like they hadn't eaten in quite some time. And the world, when they saw this, was outraged by what they saw. And now there is stipulations and questions as to how Israel is going to react and how the deal is actually going to go forward. Hamas, I don't think, has any intention on continuing what they had started, the deal that they had started with Israel. And there's a lot of discussion as to what's going to be the next step forward. So President Trump on Sunday, what I believe when he was going to the Super Bowl, was first asked about this, and he had seen the clips of the hostages coming out. Let's take a look at this clip. You can see what his reaction was initially.
The hostages come back today, and they look like Holocaust survivors. They were in horrible condition. They were emaciated. It looked like many years ago, the Holocaust survivors. And I don't know how much longer we can take that. When I watch that, I know we have a deal where we're supposed to they dribble in and keep dribbling in, but they are in really bad shape. They have been treated brutally, horribly. Even the ones that came out earlier, they were in a little bit better shape, but mentally they were treated so badly. Who could take that? At some point, we're going to lose our patience. When I see that scene that I saw today with people coming out of helicopters and airplanes that are emaciated, that look like they haven't had a meal in a month, no reason for that. And I don't know how much longer we can take it.
Do you mean you want to recast?
I don't know how long we can take it. When I watch people that were healthy people a reasonably short number of years ago, and you look at them today, they look like they've aged 25 years. They literally look like the old pictures of Holocaust survivors. The same thing. The same thing. And I don't know how long we're going to take that.
So the hostage situation has been very much at the forefront of President Trump's mind ever since he took office and before. But then a few days later, he was asked about any further developments or further thoughts about the hostage situation. This is what he said.
Hamas is going to stop releasing Israeli hostages, and what was your reaction?
I think it's terrible. Look, I looked at the hostages that came in, and they're emaciated. It looked like something out of the 1930s. It's an absolute disgrace. And I think they saw the way the world viewed it, and they're looking for a reason not to send more because they're all. You take a look at that. It looks like it was a concentration camp, which essentially it was. It looks like they came out of the Holocaust. And what a sad thing. One of them was a young man, good-looking guy, a little bit heavier than perhaps he could have been, and now he looks like he's not even recognizable. Not even recognizable.
Is this a ceasefire deal at risk of falling apart?
Look, I can tell you that those people have been badly hurt, both mentally and physically. I'm talking about the young women that came out also previously. And I think one of the reasons they're doing this is because they're probably sending the best. What you see is probably the best because they want to send people that look at least healthy. And that's not healthy. These people have been badly hurt. They've been interviewed by our representatives. They've been interviewed by Israeli representatives, and they're really hurting. They are really hurting mentally and physically. And I think Hamas is looking at that and saying, well, it's not going to get much better than that because they probably send out their best as a representative, and they've got more to send out, and they probably feel that they can't do that because it's not going to make them look very good.
Is the ceasefire over? Does it delay that, sir? Should the ceasefire then be off?
Well, I would say this, and I'm going to let that because that's Israel's decision, but as far as I'm concerned, if all of the return by Saturday at 12 o'clock. I think it's an appropriate time. I would say cancel it and all bets are off and let hell break out. I'd say they ought to be returned by 12 o'clock on Saturday, and if they're not returned, all of them, not in drips and drabs, not 2 and 1 and 3 and 4 and 2. Saturday at 12 o'clock, and that, I would say, all hell is going to break out. And I don't think they're going to do it. I think a lot of them are dead. I think a lot of the hostages are dead. I think it's a great human tragedy what's happened, how people can be that mean to do. I mean, the one guy was laughing when a hostage, he thought his family was alive, found out the family was dead, and his captor, so to speak, started laughing because he thought it was so funny. You know, this is a different group of people. No, I would say Saturday at 12, we want them all back. I'm speaking for myself. Israel can override it. But from myself, Saturday at 12 o'clock, and if they're not here, all hell is going to break out.
So this is very strong language that President Trump is using, and as he is wont to do. And sometimes that's the only language that these people, these terrorists understand. What President Trump was making reference to with one of the captors laughing is that before one of these hostages was released, he was told that he should say how in front of the camera how excited he is to be reunited with his families, and the captors knew that his family had been executed by them previously, and so like they were laughing and enjoying the idea that he thought that he was getting out of his hostage situation. He was going into freedom, and he was going to go back to his family, them knowing that he was not going to be going back to his family, unfortunately. And so these are the most demonic people that you could imagine on planet Earth right now. Not only with that, but you see them coming out so emaciated. The only thing that Hamas has or had is the propaganda game, where they can get world opinion against Israel, making the Palestinians look like they are an oppressed people. Meanwhile, the main ones that are oppressing them are Hamas themselves. And so hopefully these images that are coming out now and the demonry that you see from these sorts of statements, like making a poor man say how excited he is about seeing his family, knowing full well that they had executed them, is the most disgusting, vile type of human. So God willing, this hostage situation is going to resolve itself in the very near future, and Hamas is going to be utterly destroyed. If you like this content overall, hit that subscribe button over there in the corner. We'd love to stay in touch with you. Take care.